when members of the public are interested in something that's going on, we tend to reorder to that item. So I apologize for what we just reordered right now, but just I'm going to reorder for one more time. Apologies, just to get to the issue that most of the public is here for. I move to reorder to new business.
Second. Okay, there's been a motion for new business and a second. All in favor of going to new business at this time, please raise your hand. Okay, that passes. Now new business. Does anyone have an item of new business to introduce? Peter.
So forgive me while I don't actually support what I'm about to say, but it's what people are here to talk about. So I'll move to overturn the president's decision. Second. To freeze funding.
Okay, there's been a motion, a second, objection. Peter, would you like to speak?
I actually don't support that at all, but I figured that someone on council was going to wait until everyone left to do that, and so I wanted to do it right now so that you all can be here for when we discuss it.
So would you like to speak on your objection?
I believe that our funding, our system of media organization funding breached Article 2, the Constitution of our association, which is the object. I'll read the object of this association. The object of this association shall be to exercise the rights and responsibilities of students to participate in the governance of the university, to manage, invest, and maintain the assets of the association, to create and execute programs which serve the collective interests of the undergraduate population, and to advocate for students within the university, the community, the state, and the nation. I felt that our current funding of media organizations broke several points of the object of the organization, specifically creating and executing programs which serve the collective interests of the undergraduate population.
Anyone else want to speak on this motion? John.
Can I ask you
Yes.
could you tell me quickly where you were the sole power to freeze media organizations?
Sure.
Thank you.
In title, one second. Scroll up.
You might pull it up.
Yeah.
Sure. Just to be clear, so for those council that don't know, because we didn't actually go to reports of members or someone's going to speak about this, so the funding was frozen on Friday. It told me to go down to Student Life Business Office to execute the freeze. I went to Student Life Business Office and informed them of the freeze, at which time myself and Andrew Ng drafted an email that would go out to all media organizations. We've also since then tried to contact as many of the heads of the organizations as possible. A lot of individuals didn't pick up their phones. A lot of them went straight to voicemail. But we did our best so that they understood what was going on. What's going on is not indefinite suspension of funding. It's indefinite in the sense we don't know when it will end, but it is not meant to last extremely long. It is meant to last long enough so that the associated students can change its funding program so that we are not actively working against ourselves and our stated principles in our rules. And we have already started the investigation. As you all know, I spoke about this more than a week or two ago. I've spoken about it for a long time, and we actually do have legal counsel telling us that there are mechanisms we can utilize and can move forward with, so that we do not actively work against ourselves, actively work against our stated objectives because of the structures we have in place. So that is the point of the freeze. It will not be indefinite for all the media organizations that are here. Just know it is not going to be indefinite. The reason it is delaying your spring quarter allocations is because normally that would be happening right now. But we're not going to make allocations without knowing what the form of those allocations are going to be, what the rules are regarding those allocations going into the future. We can't make allocations without knowing the structure behind which we'll be doing it. And I apologize for the inconvenience, I really do. I hope you understand, though, that this isn't in any way trying to punish everyone for one thing that's happening or nothing. It's not about punishment. It's about just changing something that's wrong right now.
And why did it happen right after I said something offensive?
Actually, so it's just about changing what we need to change, what's wrong right now, and doing that before we continue to cause harm to the UCSD student community, again, which is actively against what is in our stated objective. That's what's happening.
No.
It doesn't matter whether it's intended not to cause harm. It is causing harm. Can I reiterate something that the ACLU said recently, that the solution to hate speech or speech that offends large parts of the community, the solution to that is not less speech, it's more speech. It's right now we should be funding media organizations right now that are trying to get out the message that all these fine people here today have been trying to get out. We should have them immediately be able to have the opportunity to start an organization that talks about racial injustice, that talks about these issues rather than silencing the voice of everybody. Think about how 33 media organizations, I'm sure the vast majority want to be writing right now on what's going on. They want to have that assurance that they can publish about what's going on right now. But instead, we have told them very little, and we have cut off funding. It's a reactionary move on the South's part, and it's one I'm frankly incredibly disappointed with. I'm sure I'll have more to say later.
Yeah, you.
Well, they can still publish what they want to say. They can still write what they want to say. This is our money that we are spending. This is our association money. This is our student fees, the fees that our students, our constituents pay. This is what we're arguing. This is what we propose. We're not telling them don't write. They can write as much as they want. They can do whatever they want. But this is our funds that we are using. Just because they're getting money from us, I mean, it's not really our fault that they didn't find other sources in the previous years. I mean, maybe we gave them a lot of money, a lot of the publishing costs, but they can still write. This is our fees, this is our constituent fees that we are preserving, that we are making sure we spend this correctly.
I don't want to hear that argument anymore where people say, oh, well, we're just stopping our money. That is the money they use to publish. The 6 Cents newspaper, one I'm associated with, we don't have 30 people banging down our doors trying to give us funding so we can publish our magazine. We don't have that. And I really doubt that other organizations on our campus do. AS is the primary source of funding for many, if not most, of these organizations. It is an invalid argument to say that they can just find some other source of funding that's magically going to appear. Not only is that very difficult, but it's very, very unlikely. If AS has consistently been funding these organizations, don't say that, oh, they can still write if they just find another source of funding. Where are they going to find that? This is the source of funding. Don't negate the power of the purse. AS has a huge power in the publishing scheme of things because there aren't alternative sources of funding, or at least there aren't very many substantial alternative sources of funding.
Peter? I just want to correct some misinformation. So technically, because we can only freeze our funding, we cannot freeze an entire org's account. We're not talking about 33 organizations. Last quarter, about 15 organizations asked us for funding. This next quarter, it's about 14. There's a lot of overlap as well. So we're really talking, let's be honest with the information we're talking about. We're talking about 14 or 15 student organizations on campus, media organizations. Just to be clear as well, though, I mean, this is just, I believe someone from the public mentioned this earlier, and I think it's a valid argument. We need to talk about this. This is really taking what you think you know in the classroom, what you read about in textbooks, and let's get real with it. Because that's what we're doing right now. We're going to make a decision that's going to be real. It's going to have real consequences. So think about, oh, I've read this philosopher and that philosopher and what they've said. Now think about what that really means in the real world. Because there's a difference. If you don't know that yet, hopefully you've been paying attention to what's been going on around us for the last couple of weeks. There's a difference. Real world consequences behind your decisions will take place starting tonight. Now with that in mind, I'd just like everyone to just think about this in your mind. Think about in your mind what you as a person require in order to just exist. Like think about the top priorities you have. You have like food, water, and shelter, right? And those are your top priorities. You literally can't continue to exist without that. Now think about going down a step. Maybe transportation is essential because it really feeds into those top priorities. And maybe there's a few other things you can mention that are just right below the absolute essentials for life. And then maybe at the very, very bottom of the list of what you need to survive is like watching TV, or I don't know, something partying that's like not essential for like bottom of your list. Think about where on this list you would put feeling safe on your college campus, feeling like you can go to class and learn to further your education. Like where is that? Let's think about like spatially, where would you put feeling safe? Feeling like you're not being personally attacked. Your identity isn't being attacked by different people in the community. Figure out where that is on your list. Now after you've done that, think about where on your list and what you need as a person you would put getting funding to publish a newspaper. Think about it. Would you really put that above feeling safe? Again, above feeling like your identity is not being attacked? That is going to have to very temporarily be made right now because of this funding freeze. It's a sacrifice that it's sad to say we need to make, but when you look at a hierarchy of needs, how can anyone really say that they would actually put getting money to publish a newspaper above feeling safe.